Free up. Get on your back.
The ghillie wash serves two purposes: to season and add color to the students' ghillie suits, and to test the suit's durability under pressure.
They know it's coming. Everybody who comes to the school talks about it, and they all know kind of what to expect.
Students start off by crawling and rolling across various terrains, including pavement, gravel, and sand, before getting sprayed by a fire hose, which adds weight to their ghillie suits.
We incorporate exercises to make sure that they don't have any kind of tearing in seams and stuff like that. It's very, very important that you continue to push, and it's very, very important that you're able to get to and from wherever you're going with the small amount of people that you have.
Students then crawl on their stomachs and backs through muddy trenches to add color to their suits.
We're trying to get that color deeply rooted in the fabric.
Crawling through the trench and under the sticks over there, I would say that would be the top smoker. It was like crawling on your back on a treadmill. You weren't going anywhere. It kind of sucked.
It's tough. I had mud in my eyes the whole time, so I just couldn't see anything. I was pretty much running blind, crawling blind across the roads and stuff.
Being physically fit and being able to endure any kind of physical activities is definitely very, very important, because as a sniper, you're going to be moving further with more weight than the average soldier.
For the final leg of the ghillie wash, they crawl through a 200-foot-long trench filled with water ranging in depth from a couple inches to a couple feet. With their ghillie suits now weighed down with water, students must make their way over walls and obstacles of varying heights, all while maintaining a low profile.
We have them low crawling over any kind of like obstacles and stuff like that to see if the area that they drag themselves on will possibly peel up, and again, any kind of stitching is going to rip.
Honestly, it felt really good, the cold water, because of how hot it was outside, but crawling over all of the rocks and the sand was definitely uncomfortable.
It is a very physical event, but it's completely necessary. Like, we have to test out these ghillie suits to make sure they're going to withstand the test of time. Generally across the board, you can usually see all smiles. Everybody's pretty happy. Everybody has their own little story of what happened to them.
It's good. I'm very filthy right now. I have a lot of dirt in a lot of places.
With their ghillie suits seasoned, students are ready to continue with the rest of their fieldcraft training.
Eyes up.
During range estimation exercises, students must determine the distance to a given target using nothing but their eyes and rifle scope. Before the exercise begins, they take measurements of their target, which in this case was an instructor and a vehicle.
They get all the measurements from waist to top of the head, waist to shoulder, shoulder to shoulder, or from toes to top of the head, as well as multiple measurements on the vehicle itself so that they can measure out with their optic the size of the target at distance.
Eyes up.
During the exercise, students use only their eyes to estimate how far the target is at 10 different distances, varying from 300 to 1,000 meters.
They teach us brackets. If it's in the 1 to 200 meter bracket, it's in the 2 to 300 meter bracket, and then we choose like if it's closer to 300 or to 200.
It's still a challenge to do by eye, but using the reticle, as long as you have proper measurements, it's all just math.
When using their scopes, students are taught to use the Mill relation formula, which takes the height of the target in inches, multiplied by a constant, and then divided by the target's height in mils. The resulting number is the distance to the target in meters. To be successful, their estimates must be within 5% of the actual distance, and they must accurately record at least 14 out of the 20 ranges to pass their graded exercise. Of the class we observed, 2 students failed. They have one more opportunity to pass, or they'll be dropped from the sniper course.
It's an extremely important skill to be able to range estimate accurately as a sniper, because we may not be in an environment that is permissive enough to allow us to use technology to estimate our range to our target. So snipers need to know how to be able to measure and do the Mill relation formula in order to